name is Hans Christian Bjørne, and I am co-founder at The Factory. We are an early stage accelerator and VC based out of Oslo, Norway. We have worked accelerating around 300 companies in the last 6 years and invested in about 50 of these. And we work with excellent partners to sort of try to help these companies to grow in the best possible way. And Signicat is one of the partners that we really cherish. We have been working together for a couple of years now, and this is we're very grateful for the way that Signicat is mentoring our startups and helping them grow faster, also sharing experiences from their journey, being a very successful Norwegian scale-up company themselves. So we are here today to share some knowledge on the new platform that Signicat is delivering, and we'll teach you guys more about digital customer onboarding. So I'm just gonna thanks everyone for joining today, and give the word to Sven, who will take it forward from here. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Hans Christian. It's a pleasure to be a part of the Factory community. We get a lot of joy from working with you guys and the startups in your ecosystem. So today we're going to talk about a new product offering we have called Signicat Mint, which is a no-code builder for creating onboarding flows and other types of digital identity flows. So my colleague Robin is going to give an introduction to that product. Before I give the word to Robin and let him tell you more about Signicat Mint and do a demo, I would like to say a few words about Signicat, who we are and what we do, for those of you who might not know that much about us from before. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that. I'll share a couple of slides and then I'll hand it over to Robin. So I'm going to share my screen here. And start the presentation. Yeah, so who is Signicat? We like to call ourselves a leading European digital identity platform. We've been around since 2006 when we started in Trondheim, where our headquarters is still located today. But we've grown, and now we have offices all over Europe. So we've grown organically, but also through acquisitions, and we are currently close to 500 employees scattered across around 16 offices. So working with Signicat, you get access to a company that delivers cross-border and end-to-end digital identity journeys. So ranging from authentication, signing, lookups, etc. So I'll get back to that in more detail later on. And working with us, you get access to a platform and a company that follows the highest level of assurance when it comes to the products and the compliance of our platform. We have, I think it's now close to 1,500 customers in the enterprise segment and over 10,000 customers in the SMB segment in more than 44 different countries. So we have a wide variety of customers in different sectors and verticals. And as I mentioned, we are also a leading consolidator in the market. So we have a M&A agenda where we try to fill gaps in either geographically or technically that we might have by buying companies as well. But most of our growth comes from organic growth, actually. And working with our platform, you can access more than 170 different integrations, ranging from EID schemes such as Bank ID here in Norway, different types of lookups towards both person and company registers, and different types of identity verification technology. Here you see an overview over some of the customers that we work with. As I mentioned, we have many thousand customers right now, and we have a very strong position within the regulated industries. So typically banking, credit, insurance, payments, wealth management, investing, etc. But we are to an increasing extent also working with other verticals. So right now, I believe we are present in more than 15 different industry verticals, and we've become quite agnostic to the type of companies that we work with, both big and small. As I mentioned in the beginning, we like to say that we cover like the full identity life cycle, the full digital identity journey. And that means that as a customer, you can come to us and we can help you with everything you need in terms of digital identity, ranging from identity proofing to digital signing. So typically what this means is that a digital identity life cycle starts with establishing the identity through a means of doing identity proofing, which can be done by using an EID scheme, such as Norwegian Bank ID, or it can be done by doing an ID document verification. So once you've established identity in the top right corner here in identity proofing with some of our products here, you might also want to enrich the data or check if there's signs of fraud. And that is something you can do with our trust orchestration offerings, where we have Signicat Mint as an offering. So Robin will deep dive on that product afterwards. A very exciting new product, which is a no-code solution and will help you easily build and provide sign-up and onboarding flows, for instance. Once this identity is established via the identity proofing and trust orchestration flows, the customer might want to come back as a returning customer and sign in to like a My Page or a banking platform. And that you can do with our authentication offerings, where you can also use an EID scheme, but we also have products such as our mobile ID offering, which allows you to build your own authentication solution within a mobile app, for instance. Lastly, an area where we're very big and successful is our signing offering, where we both have very powerful and flexible APIs that can be built in and tailored into a website or a web application, but where we also have standalone portals and apps, mobile apps, via what we call our Dokubit offerings. So with all of these offerings and products, you can come to Signicat and get everything you want and combined in the way you want as well, either as an API solution or as a standalone application. I'm going to show you a bit how our platform looks like, or at least show a slide that tries to explain it. So in the top here, you see the different solution areas that we have. As I mentioned in the previous slide, we have identity proofing, we have trust orchestration, which is what we're going to deep dive on today with Signicat Mint. We have authentication for identity proofing and logging in. And then we have signing, which allows you to digitize and streamline different types of document processes. And in the middle here, you see how the different products relate to these solution areas. For instance, here in the middle, we have Signicat Mint, which is a part of the trust orchestration solution offering. And these different products and APIs, they are connected to our hub of providers. So in the bottom left here, you see the electronic identity document verification providers, such as onfido and readID. In the middle, you have the attribute providers, where we have a wide variety of lookup solutions, where you can enrich and check data for both persons and companies. And in the bottom right, you have the different EID schemes and providers that we work with, where you can both establish an identity, you can do an authentication, and also sign documents with these EID providers, and thereby create a strong link between identity and the document. I'd like to summarize a bit who we are and what we can offer to companies and what our value proposition is to the companies that we work with. So working with Signicat, you get access to a full digital identity platform where we cover the end-to-end needs that you might have, where you can combine and build with our products a solution that fits the local market requirements or the requirements that you might have for the solution. We're a pan-European company with global reach, meaning we have a presence across Europe with local expertise in many different European markets, but we also have products that allow you to onboard customers and verify identities on a global level. For instance, with our passport scanning capabilities and our lookup services that have global capabilities. Working with Signicat, you can also be assured that you get access to best-in-class and the highest level of assurance and compliance. We have a very dedicated compliance team that works with making sure that we follow the best industry standards when it comes to compliance. For instance, ISO 27001. And we also follow and help our customers comply with the local market regulations, for instance, related to anti-money laundering. Since we have people on the ground in different markets, we also have a very good sector and technical knowledge. So if it's about digital signing, anti-money laundering, onboarding, we have people that are experts in those areas and know what the local requirements also are. And one of the main, probably value propositions of working with Signicat is that we act as a one-stop shop and a single point of entry. So with our platform and with one contract with us, you get access to everything you need under one roof, so to say, both technically and commercially. And we're very proud of our platform and our products. They're built in a very secure way and in a very scalable way, so that you can be sure that when you're consuming products from us, that you can scale with us and that the product also scales and are secure and easy to work with. So with that being said, I'll hand it over to Robin, and if there are any more questions about Signicat, our products and what we can do, please don't hesitate with reaching out to me after the webinar.
Thank you, Sven, for that. Okay, so yeah, I think you guys can see my screen now. I will just change it to presentation mode, like that. Okay, so yeah, my name is Robin Bjørne. I'm the product manager for Signicat Mint. Yeah, so just a short introduction for me. If anyone is interested to have me as a mentor in the factory, I'm the product manager for this product. It's a no-code solution. I've experience with working within VIPs, for example, as a project manager, consultant for the Bank ID AML project product that was created within them, and also been working on complex onboarding solutions for Carnegie Investment Bank and American Express and so on as well. A lot of regulations that needs to be followed. So this product is something that we started like 1 year ago, and why we did that was that we have experience of creating custom solutions for our customers, but we felt that it gets quite complex when there is multiple solutions that you need to like keep and maintain and be proactive. And we felt that this could be the way of our customers to iterate more on the products or iterate more on their flows and so on to make it even better. So we felt like this was the way to go forward. I will explain a little bit about that going forward. So let's go into like what is no code. So no code platform solution is where you don't need to have any traditional coding skills. You can configure things by yourself without having the coding experience. So the idea here is that you can drag and drop functionality. You can use pre-built steps and templates and the components and activities that you need in a onboarding process is already, you can enable them just by dragging the mouse. And of course, this empowers the non-technical users and really accelerates the time to market. Because you don't need to involve any developers or consultants and so on. And also this increased productivity, cost savings, the flexibility, and I mean I think this is the most important, and that is to iterate, to being able to iterate on things to make it better, to increase the performance and conversion rate and so on. So just to explain a little bit more, like what can no-code solutions be used for, especially within Signicat. What we are doing is that we are enabling the underlying products that Sven talked about a little bit in one of his slides. And so, for example, with no-code solution, you can solve use cases such as onboarding flows for both consumers and business. You can also do like due diligence flows. So, for example, you can create a separate workflow where you just maybe want to identify the person, and based on the identification, you would like to do a PEP and sanction check, maybe, or maybe other type of checks like credit check or something like that. And then you can do a authentication workflow, for example. Maybe you just want them to authenticate. It can be like a step up, maybe in this portal you are providing, maybe there is you are using like a social login to begin with, and then you maybe would like to do a step up because you really want to identify the person, and then you could use this like an authentication flow, a workflow. So, and something we are working on at the moment is to enable the signing component. So in a Signicat perspective or related to Signicat, this type of no-code solutions can be used for creating signing workflows. So let's say you are a company that is, you have some kind of merchant services. Maybe you have products and you want to have a flow where they order a product and you want the customer to sign a contract. This is possible flows that you could make. And of course, like just basic things as designing your own forms and questionnaires, and just iterate and make existing workflows or onboardings better in a new clothes, and so to say. What we see, like what can be challenges with existing, if we deep dive into the onboarding part here, and the challenges, if you wouldn't have like a no-code solution, it would require developers, right, and consultants. Possible if you don't have any developers in-house, and maybe the developers should work on the core business, for example. So yeah, that can be a challenge to get resources for that. and then all the requirements, right, to be AML compliant and so on, requires you to have integrations to multiple services and multiple third parties to identify the person or to enrich the data. We have done some research or reports within Signicat, and we have identified that there is actually a 68% on how many is actually dropping out during an onboarding process. So that's a big challenge. Like how can you improve that? And that's probably something you would like to iterate on constantly. Streamlining manual processes. So that's something that no-code solutions can definitely help out with. And as I mentioned before, this is an easy way to be compliant because of connecting all these multiple services. So that's why I would like to talk about Signicat Mint. And because Signicat Mint is a no-code solution, it's a no-code builder, and what you can do within Signicat Mint is that you can create your own forms. As I mentioned, you can have a conditional logic within the forms, but also in our overall workflow scenario. So I think we will have a couple of minutes. I will try to give you a small teaser within the visual builder and how that looks like. So we do support branding. So and that means custom subdomain. It could be typically be if it's onboarding, apply.mybank.com, for example. We support colors, and that could colors such as primary, secondary, background color, logos, and so on. I will talk a little bit about Journey Manager in Insights, but Journey Manager is a way of reviewing completed onboardings, or and you get so you're able to review the data from a completed onboarding, and maybe one also in progress. Insights is a way to analyze the metrics and to how to inform you what kind of iterations you could possibly need or should do to increase your performance on the onboardings or on the workflows. We will have templates, and we don't have it available right today, but this is something we are working on. We would like to create different use cases. We would like to create different country, regions, verticals. So just to show like what can Signicat Mint do for our customers. And this is also something that you will be able to use yourself to easily, if you want to go into a new market, you can just clone or create a default template. It's a REST API endpoint. We, in the future, for next year, we are looking at integrating into Power Automate to enable it. So if you have like a CRM or ERP system, this is a way that how you could enable the data from Mint into other applications. And of course, as Sven mentioned, our goal here is try to enable as many Signicat products as possible within Signicat Mint. So right now we have authentication, we have a lot of lookups, we are working on eIDV and sign, and we are also working on secure share. It's just a secure way of sharing files, and a lot of progress in adding all the products within Signicat. Just a short overview. I will try to do a demo on this, but the visual builder, it's a drag and drop we support drag and drop functionality. The templates, I mentioned a little bit about that. That can be used both for steps and in general. Conditional logic. What I'm showing here is just a way of, so this is, you can create multiple branches, and depending on, maybe you have an EID, like a bank ID, or you don't have you only have a passport, then you could go different paths, depending on how you can identify yourself. And then we have the journey manager. So the journey manager is as mentioned, where you can get the overview of completed journeys, and also we are working on that you will be able to set rules and parameters. So you will get a warning, for example, if there is a PEP and sanction match. When we do a lookup, for example, you can set rules like, if it's an American citizen, I would like it to be flagged, and so on. And a full audit trail, of course, where you get a log of all this information and the progress within the journey. And you will be able to export the data. You can export the data as a PDF, as structured data, but also through our REST API. So this is maybe the most important, or what I think is the most valuable for Signicat Mint. This is something we are working on as well to make available. But when this will be available, this will give you it will give you a good like overview of what kind of iterations you would need to do within your onboarding flow. So, for example, you could see the drop-off rates per step, for example, and that could be an indicator of where you would maybe need to do some improvements. If there is, on step 2, there is a lot of drop-offs there, maybe you need to do some iterations. Time to complete, it's the same thing. You can see, like, in a total, how long time the fastest one is doing that, average, slowest, but you can also see how long time they use on each step. A/B testing is something that will give you the possibility to, let's say you do an iteration, and then you will be able to set like a weighted average, that if you have a production flow, 80% of the customers will go into the production flow, 20% will go into a new iterated flow. And then, like, after a week or so, you will be able to see which one is performing the best. And then maybe you would like to, if the new iterated new iteration is performing better than the one that is in production, then maybe that one is the one that you should set into production, or set into the main as the main workflow. We will record errors. So if there is like any input fields or anything some end users are struggling with, this will also be displayed and also be logged. So it will help you to maybe, not allow numbers, or maybe need to change it to radio buttons than checkboxes, for example. And also net promoter scoring, feedback, and so on. That's also the things that we would like to be able to provide within this insights part. So just a short summary before we go into the demo. So you will save time and money of like going with a no-code solution like Signicat Mint. You will be able to access all Signicat services And this is something we also, if there is any Signicat service that is not available today, and you're interested to start to use Mint with that service, just let us know, and then we can, maybe change our priorities a little bit. Faster time to market, because it's a turnkey solution, especially when you can start with templates. You will be able to get started quicker, and typically if you would have consultants or developers, it could take 2, 3, 4 months before you can actually start to use it. And with the insights, we would like to say that we can improve your conversion rates and the user experience for the customers. And by just being able to use all the Signicat products, and just the way how Signicat has built their infrastructure, we are compliant in every way, and you will have all the services you need in order to be compliant. Yes. Okay, I think I need to change my screen. Stop screen sharing. Share. And I will share this one. So maybe you can comment how the size is here, so everyone sees. Does it look good? Or?
Yeah, it looks okay.
Yeah.
It looks, it's a bit big, but I think that's just good. Makes it easier to see.
I can maybe change it down 1 notch, like this. I think that's very easier for me as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Okay, thank you. Okay, so how much time do I have left, by the way? That's maybe a good task.
We are currently at 34 minutes, so you have another 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, okay, cool, thank you. Okay, so what we have here in front of me is the Signicat dashboard. And I've opened up Mint, so we are in the Mint section. What we can see here in front of us is just shortcuts to the builder, flows, and journeys, some short insights, and here we can see some workflows that I've created. So my idea was just to show you guys an existing one that I've created. So this is a onboarding for companies, where we gather their organization number, we do a company lookup, ownership lookup. We ask the end user for the company details, or to confirm that the company details is correct. Then we do authentication. So what I was thinking of just showing you is how it looks like. So this is what you start with, and then we just press get started. And the first step is just the step where I ask about please select your country. We can keep it to Norway. I will just copy our organization number. And this spacing should be fine in the future, so don't think about that. And now what I did, just pressed submit. In the background now, what happened, right, is that we did a lookup towards the company lookup, and we also did a lookup for to check the ownership. So what happened here is that we pre-filled some of the fields with the company name, address, number of employees. Of course, we could add extra fields here. I can show you how we can do that. And you can pre-fill with all the data that is available from the company registry. So what I will do now is just, and I mentioned it before, but the logos can be changed, the colors can be changed. This address here will be or could be apply.mycompany.com, for example. And when you press next, this is just hard coded at the moment. But if this information is not correct, then you are able to, in this form, for example, I just added a table. Now we can add 500 shares, and I would like to complement this with some documentation. We can do that. I can select where my income comes from in the company, and where the company's equity is, or the origin. And then we can press next. For example, now this is just the form component, right? So let's see here. I'll show you. We support all kind of the different kind of input fields. And then we have like a terms and conditions part. So this window with all the text is actually like it belongs to this checkbox here. So when I click on this one, it's actually time-stamped to this text here that I have agreed and I consent to do a identification. So I will just press submit, and what happens is now is that I will be forward into doing authentication. I just selected Norway, and wait, what happened? So what happened now is that I pressed to do authentication. Not sure why that didn't work, but we can maybe try that again and change something here. But what would happen here is that I would do authentication, and when I have authenticated, I would then be complete with the whole journey. So here, for example, we can open up, and I can just show you how it looks like. So this is the first step. We can easily add another country, like France. So then now we have a new field here, and I can show you how we do a lookup. So here we are actually like pre-filling the lookup. So this is the organization lookup. So we get the country from the first step, right? The form step, when you ask about select your country, and when you enter the organization number. And with this information, we are able to do a lookup. And with that lookup, we are able to pre-fill the input fields here. But if the customer don't agree with what has been entered, it's possible for them to change it. And we can easily add extra fields here as well. And we could easily add more pre-filling here. So maybe we would like to add, I don't know, legal status, maybe, for example. And then you can you have that as well. And now we can just publish it, and then we can try it out again. So this is the step. So what I've done here is just added, this is the form step. So I've just added more fields and pages. And after that, what I've added is the authentication. Based on the identification we did with Norwegian Bank ID, we could maybe also do a PEP and sanction check and so on, and maybe a credit check. And so you could easily just press on this plus sign, add a new step. We could go with the steps, And here you can see what kind of activities we have available at the moment. So, and something that I didn't mention is that you can, of course, like do redirects. When it's completed, for example, you can send it to a success page on your own web page. We support you can communication, so you can send an email to the customer. You can also send an email to yourself or a customer support department or desk. I think maybe that's maybe enough. We can probably talk about this the whole day here. If you are interested to have a demo more like in depth, then just reach out to me or Sven, and we can get something into our calendar.
Great, thanks, Robin. I was just checking here for any questions that we might want to answer. We actually don't have any in the chat here. Maybe we have some frequently asked questions.
Yeah, so we have some questions asked about like, so how can you use Signicat Mint? So Signicat Mint can typically be like a button, for example, on your web page. So like I want to register now, for example. It can also be used within emails. So for example, you know that there is a customer, a specific customer that you want to onboard, then this is then you can send the link to the customer. You can also create sessions through our REST API. So it's possible to trigger. So let's say if you have a CRM system, you can add buttons within that system on specific workflows. Let's say you want to sign something, maybe you want to do authentication, then you can click authenticate customer, and then you click on the button in the CRM system, and that triggers a workflow for Signicat Mint. So then maybe they need to do a check every second year. They need to authenticate the person, for example.
Great, lovely. So I think we're just coming up to the 45-minute mark now. So I guess we will wrap up. As Robin mentioned, if anyone wants a demo or has any more questions, we will follow up with an email after the webinar. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and see you soon.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Save a lot of